Forecast.
Hey guys, this is a weekly forecast for December 7th through the 11th. Okay, we'll start off with the Audnzd Nzdusd. Excuse me. Yeah, so there's a monthly chart. So we have a strong double bottom right here, downward trend line, but weak price action on here to the short side. So we're looking for a long entry. The first target will be 1.0953. Second target 1.1027. Okay. Yeah, last week I was talking about there's no more levels to enter long on the monthly, weekly, or daily chart. So what normally happens on a pullback like this is that it makes its own trend line. Okay, so here's a weekly chart. I think we drew this last week together. If price starts to respect these new trend lines, there's a weekly chart or a daily chart like this, that's a good sign of a reversal. Okay, and another thing we want to be looking for is for price to start rounding out like this. Okay, how it's very compact and it rounds out. Preferably if we see that on the daily chart, like here, like that, that's a great sign. Because you have to remember, this is a monthly target. Okay, so the trade has to be pretty strong for it to get back up there. Okay. Yeah, this week there was a 4-hour long trade right here, but this is not going to cut it. It's too weak. Okay, so we need price will probably pull back again. All right. So to sum up the Audnzd Nzdusd, right, we're long bias. We're targeting 1.0953, 1.1032, and the entry, want a long entry for that. We're looking on the weekly, daily charts for price to round out. Wow, what is that? For price to, yeah, right here. For price to start rounding out on the 4-hour daily chart and to start respecting these new trend lines. Then we might have a nice reversal for that monthly target. Okay, right, let's go on to the next pair. How about Nzdusd Eurusd? Oh, and please subscribe and push the like button if you guys like these videos. Really help me out, guys. Thank you. All right, so we got the Audnzd Nzdusd. Audnzd Nzdusd. This long trade on the daily right here. This is just based on momentum. This entire move. Okay, so when moves move on momentum, normally they fall back pretty quick. Okay, so I'm looking for a short entry on the Nzdusd Eurusd, right back down to 65857. 0.65857. Okay, so the first sign of winning momentum typically are breakouts of these trend lines, obvious trend lines. 4-hour chart here already broke out. Daily broke out. Yeah, next week will be broken out. Okay, so from there it's the same thing. All right, so we have these monthly trend lines. I'm sorry, this one, monthly trend line here. That's been respected many times. Weeklies. Okay, so we want price to start respecting one of these trend lines while price has to round out and stay compact. Okay. Yeah. So, I'll update this on the midweek analysis. Momentum moves like this, sometimes it just falls before it even does that curvature. So we'll just have to see about that. Okay. But bottom line, I'm short bias. I'm looking for a short entry down to 0.6586. Okay, so to sum up the Nzdusd Eurusd, yeah, I'm looking for a short entry right back down to 6589, and yeah, I can't say for sure. A lot of momentum trades like this just fall straight down. But if we get lucky, we have a nice trade how it rounds out like that and starts respecting a higher time frame trend line. Okay, and I'll update this on the midweek analysis if something happens. Okay. All right, so let's go on to the Euro USD. Euro USD was, yeah, okay. Right, so the Euro USD had a long trade here. The first target was right at this pivot high on the daily chart at 1.2012. If I was day trading this, I'll be out by now. Okay. The reason being, I'm fundamentally, this is a monthly chart. I'm short biased. I know a lot of people think, you know, the trend line is broken out and it's going up now, but I believe this short move down, it didn't move its distance yet. It's very strong. It just didn't go enough for a move like this. So I'm looking for a strong short entry in the medium term. Okay, so if I'm going to trade long trades, like I'll take short targets like up to here, right? If we get long entry here, then short targets. At the moment, yeah, there's some levels up here. There's a monthly chart at 1.2171. But again, you know, it doesn't really matter if the strong levels are there. It really depends on how price reacts there, right? So this is another one. If you're in this long trade, I'll be careful. Start taking targets early. Okay, or yeah, because I still think there's a short trend in the long term. Okay, so to sum up the Euro USD, this is a long trade. First target it's hit. I think fundamentally it's still in a downtrend because of the reasons I explained before on the monthly chart right here. So if you're in it, I would take targets early. Any very strong short trades, I would take them down. Okay, and the first target would be right there, 1.1604. Okay. Alrighty, so let's go on to the GBP USD. GBP. All right. What is he doing, GBP? Hold on. Right. Okay. So, you know, so really the markets really just hit their targets. You kind of have to wait for new trades to form at this point. Let's see. Yeah, even the pound just hit its target right here too. Its first target. Right here. Okay, so let's see the pound. I'm not really, yeah, so there's some levels right here on the pound. There's a conjunction of a lot of levels here. Okay, so we got the flat horizontal level here, and then we have many trend lines I respected many times, all just bunched up here. You know what, GBP USD, it's really anyone's game at this point. It just hit a target, so I'm gonna have to update this again later. There's no direction at this point. Okay. Yeah, sorry guys. I'll update this when another trade forms. There's no bias at this point. So okay, so the sum of the GBP USD, I could say it's at a very strong level. Obviously the horizontal levels and these diagonal trend lines. Whether it's gonna break out or not, let's see. Well, price action looks pretty strong actually. Long. Okay. But the first target is hit already, so for me, there's no bias. If I had to put my money on it, if I had to trade it, I'll probably be more long bias. That's it. I'll update this on the midweek analysis if any trades form. Because if a trade forms, then we'll start to have biases, right? Okay. Okay, let's go on to the USD JPY. Okay, USD JPY. Right. So on the long term, price will eventually go to 101.02 at this pivot low on the monthly chart. But before that, it'll probably pull back to 107 or 109 and then fall back down for this 101.15. let's see here. Right, so there was a weekly trade a 3 weeks ago right here. Okay, this isn't strong enough. I'm pretty sure price will eventually stop this guy out first. Okay, so that's right down at the 103.13. However, at the same time, like I said, I've been saying this whole downtrend on the on the USD JPY, excuse me, it was very strong up to here. So all the price action that was forming here on the lower time frames was very strong down. Then on October 8th, it started to weaken even more, and now finally it's starting to round out a little bit. Okay, and although the price is starting to round out like this, I still think this pivot low on the weekly will get stopped out first, 103.17. Okay. Yeah, so we're looking for a long entry, but we still need some time for this downtrend to start slowing down. It's really taking its time. Okay, so to sum up the USD JPY, let's see. Okay, we're looking for a long entry basically up to 107, this 107 level, 107.30 or 109 level, and then after it reaches those levels, it'll probably fall right back down to 101.15. So for the time being, we're looking for a long, but it hasn't formed yet. Price is really slowing down on the downside, but it still has a little momentum left in it, I think. Okay, because this weekly trade right here was weak. So price will probably pull back to 103.14 before going. Okay, so after that happens, maybe start looking for long trades, maybe. Okay. Okay. So that's it for this week's weekly forecast. I update the trades that, like a lot of times on this forecast, I'm saying, there's no trades at this point. They might form in the midweek, so I do a midweek forecast too. So please, I'm gonna call the midweek analysis. Please check that out too. Okay, so I hope you guys have a great week, and yeah, have a great rest of the day, guys. Bye.